Hey guys. Just kidding. So today is episode 1 of Charli's World. And I'm basically going to take you guys with me to school. For those of you who don't know, I'm in school for cosmetology. And I went past my graduation date. So I'm just trying to hurry up and get these hours done as soon as possible. So let's go. So I just pulled up to my school. Now I'll probably go in a couple minutes. But every day I have to park, meditate, and motivate myself to go inside and clock in and be willing to not sit there, but be here for 10 hours. So I'm not trying to discourage anyone from going to cosmetology school, because it's definitely mandatory if you want to be in the beauty industry. I definitely recommend getting your license, but don't go in thinking that it's going to be the bees fucking knees, because it's not. It's really a fucking struggle, and some people's experience may not be like that, but mine is, and it's been hard for me. Definitely has been hard for me. Just the vibe of the school, the shit they do, it's like shady business, and that's the thing that I don't like. If y'all in the cosmetology industry, whether it's you do hair or you own a school, you should have a certain personality, a certain passion for the industry. You shouldn't just be doing it because it's a business. If you do, then do that on the back end. Be like a solid investor. But as far as the people that are in the building working, with the students on a day-to-day basis, you have to have a fire inside of you. That way the students also have the fire. You're fueling people passions here, so you can either kill somebody's dreams or fucking motivate them to be a better them. And I don't get that here. So like I said, I'm just trying to hurry up and get my hours done so I could take my state board exam and move on with my life, because this is just a stage of being Charli the hairstylist. So I'm about to go in here, child, and get today over with. I finally made it in school, clocked in not too long ago, and now I'm gonna go further in depth about how I feel about cosmetology school, the pros and the cons. And I'm gonna start off with the cons. So one is just the women of different demographics, and that's the big problem, because we're in such a small environment, and it's a lot of cattiness, a lot of petty drama, and then a lot of just different stuff overall. The way people upbringing is different, the way people communicate with each other. Another con would be the supplies. So of course a cosmetology school is a business at the end of the day, and a lot of the products they use are price efficient supplies. So even though you get it for a good price, it's not of good quality. So imagine doing, let's say, hair color, and you're doing the right techniques, but the product is so trash that the end result is still not, is not good, it's subpar. So at this point, you're discouraged as a student, and it's well, damn, am I not getting it? What's the issue? So I feel we should definitely have better products here, just so we could get a gist of what a right outcome should be. Another con is the hours. So, and that's really more so of my school. I don't know how y'all's school was. Y'all can let me know in the comments. But my schedule is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And it's a 10-hour day, so I clock in at 8 and I leave at 6:30. So with the hours being so long, I really don't have time, to work or do other stuff. Granted, I can do it Saturday and Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Monday and Tuesday, but I really don't have the time to do it on those days because I also have a kid, which leads into my other point of the financial hardships that cosmetology school could like impact on you. The school is what, $18,000, at least my school is, but granted, I'm a veteran, so I didn't have to pay for it. But majority of these women and men here aren't veterans, so they had to get student loans, had to get financial aid, like grants, scholarships, all that type of stuff. So imagine you working so many hours a day, not being able to work on when you're off from school, just to go to a school where you already paid X amount of money. My school in particular like to take hours from students for like little stuff. Like if they send you home, they'll end up taking your hours, which to me that don't seem fair, because if I'm here, let's say I clocked in at 9 and at 12 something happens to where they have to send me home, whether it's because I don't have my supplies or something, those hours that I was here, I was still here, so you shouldn't be able to take my hours. So stuff like that like can really discourage a student, and I really don't feel my school or any school for that if they do that. It's the hands-on classes. I feel like it's very mediocre. Like we don't get too many hands-on classes. Like they try to do it, but it's like what am I trying to say? It's more so outdated, if anything. Like granted, I get it, you trying to teach us the basics, then we could go and further our education, but even the teaching mechanisms is just different. And then you have different teachers here, not a lot of teachers here, but definitely different teachers here, and they don't all teach the same way. So I might get it with this person, but I don't get it with that person, and it kind of like confuses students, I guess. The curriculum structure doesn't really work well with me. I feel like I'm more so governing my education while I'm here at cosmetology school. Like everything so far that I've learned, I learned in the textbook by reading myself. Like the teacher didn't really teach me anything to where it was like aha, except for one teacher. She did a color theory, and she did an amazing job, and it made me realize exactly why we do what we do when we do color. But other than that, like the structure of the school, like you don't know what you're doing when you're heading into school that day. So I feel like we should have maybe a syllabus. It should be more organized. The sanitation standard. Now granted, they're big on our stations being like sanitized, but it's like they're not really, I guess, paying attention to everywhere else. Their main thing is the stations, but we also have a break room, 2 break rooms. We also have a couple bathrooms in the building. Like those areas should also be kept to a certain standard. And even our dispense is kind of sloppy, if you will. I will say we need more instructors, so I don't know how your school may be, or the school you may attend is going to be, but we're definitely understaffed here. It's like 2 instructors on the floor, and I'm willing to bet there's over 50 students. So, and it's not like, okay, we're in a classroom so you can have that amount of people. We're actually on the salon floor. So if I need help while I'm over here doing a perm, but somebody else needs help over there doing, color, like it's like you don't have enough bodies to be able to facilitate these students, and that's not efficient to me. Another thing is that they marginalize the students here. And when I say that, I mean, as soon as I got on the salon floor, because at first we start in the classroom environment, then we come out on the salon floor. When I first got on the salon floor, they already knew my passion was like extensions, where it's quick weaves, sew-ins, wigs, closures, frontals. Like that was my main thing, and also braids, of course. So whenever somebody comes in for braids, they always want to put it on me. Like they always want to give me those clients, and it's like, no, everybody in here should learn that because y'all offer that as a service. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of times when we tell them what we want to learn, they'll remind us that their only objective here is to like get us to pass the state board, which in a sense, I do understand that because it's a cosmetology school. So basically, I'm schooling you on how to be a cosmetologist and help you get your cosmetology license. However, if I have a price list at the front of, the salon offering certain services, then my students should definitely have that training. They should definitely, get certified on the training. They should definitely feel, confident with doing, said services. Like me personally, I like color, but I don't really care for color. I like haircuts on women, but men I don't really care for. But braids and weaves, I will hop on it. But at the same time, that limits my skills as a cosmetologist. Cosmetology isn't just about sew-ins or this or that. It's a broad spectrum. So I feel like they definitely, once they find your niche, they just try to throw all those on you, and that's really not conducive to being a cosmetologist. And my last con would have to be, you're only as good as your instructors allow you to be. And when I say that, a lot of times the instructors just, constantly remind us that, this school is just about the basics. And I'm even though I'm a student, I know for a fact I'm nowhere near a basic ass hairstylist. Like, I'm not going to be a basic cosmetologist. Like, the word basic is just not in my vocabulary. So if that's what you're telling me for 12 months, that's what's going to stick with me. And it's not good for this environment, for this industry at fucking all. So if your teacher is like big on hair color and they want to give you demos on hair color and teach you in-depth stuff about hair color, you'll definitely be a better hair colorist. Whereas if, excuse me, an instructor is talking in the background. But whereas if you have an instructor who's more so, extension.
Sweep up and clean, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Are you recording something?
Yeah, a YouTube video.
Oh, I'm live.
It's fine.
Are you live?
No, it's not live.
I'm live, wait.
Y'all nervous? So yeah, I'm just talking about the pros and cons of cosmetology school.
So you're talking to the people?
I'm addressing the public. But yeah, so you're only as good as your instructor allows you to be. If you want to learn more in-depth stuff, you have some instructors that definitely have that dog in them that'll help you get to that point where you want to be. I can't say the same for, others, but we definitely have some here that's like that, and those are the people that I gravitate to. Those are the people that I'm constantly asking questions and just trying to absorb as many like gems as I can from them. So I just talked to that instructor offline because she was kind of shy, but she gave me some pros and cons, and believe it or not, they're exactly the same as the students. And it's crazy because you wouldn't expect an instructor to have the same feelings, but we go through the same BS together, so it kind of makes sense. But now I'm ready to talk about the pros. So one of the pros is professionalism. When I first started, I think we were on the subject of cosmetology as a business, and it makes you think of it from a consumer's perspective instead of from actual hairstylist perspective. Like, how is my stylist dressed? How do my stylists talk? How do my stylists carry themselves? Like, are they gossiping within the workplace? Like, how everything should be laid out, like time management, just everything underneath that professional umbrella. And when I think about a cosmetologist and the importance of getting a license, I always think about a doctor. I wouldn't dare go to a doctor who isn't certified or licensed. I wouldn't dare, go to a dentist who don't have their DDS. Like, that's just how that go. With professionals, you have to have schooling. You also have to have, the credentials stating that you are a professional. That state or, city acknowledge you as a professional. And not only that, for tax purposes, like opening a salon. In most states, you have to have a license to open a salon, which only makes sense because if you're dealing with chemicals, if you're dealing with hot tools, if you're dealing with, people, period, you definitely should should continue your education or even have the basic education, and for me to have that confidence in you. So that's a big thing for me, the professionalism behind getting your cosmetology license by going to cosmetology school. My next thing would have to be the interactions with the clients. So I'm in El Paso, and of course majority of the people here are Mexican. However, there are black people here, there are white people here, you know, everybody is here, but majority is Mexican. So right now when I'm servicing my school clients, they're not what I'm used to. So I get to, you know, work on my interpersonal skills. I get to, you know, master the art of client consultations. That's a plus, you know, a pro for coming to cosmetology school. Another one would be the network opportunity. You know, like I said, so many students here, whether they stay or, you know, drop out, that you get to, you know, create a, I guess, a partnership or even develop a friendship with. And it's like good because you have, you know, MUAs, makeup artists here, you have nail techs here, you have estheticians here, and you have instructors here. So that alone, you could create you a nice little beauty team, if you will. Everybody's not going to stay here. If I move to California, now you know me, you know Charli. If you're licensed, you know you will have a spot at Charli Hair Gallery in California. You don't have to worry about that. We have a lot of field trip opportunities. So with those field trips, you get the network, you meet people. We have people come in from all over the world and give us demonstrations. So with that, you get to network with those people, because a lot of times they aren't, you know, like, you know, shady or standoffish with you. They're very like welcoming. They want to network. They want to do business with you. They want you to get your license and let's, you know, take our talents or our career to the next level and get this bag. So it's a lot of network opportunities within this industry. So it starts at cosmetology school. You just have to go out there and get it. Another thing would be the textbook content. Now, like I said earlier, I really feel like some of the teachers, not all of the teachers, but some don't necessarily teach in a way that most students understand. And when it came to the classroom part of learning certain subjects, if you will, we only learned by reading off of this app called Today's Class. Like we read the textbook. We did My Ladies. It was never the teacher breaking it down, you know, to a science and explaining it to us. It was us going and like getting that information ourselves. So I'm so glad that the textbooks were clear, they were up to date, they were concise. Like everything was in the textbook for us to read and comprehend. Now if everybody got it, I don't know, but I got it. I definitely got it. So the textbook was very good. Another pro is career services. So so for those who don't know, the state of Texas require 1,500 hours to secure, well, not even to secure, but to be eligible to test for your cosmetology license. So at 1,200 hours, we start, you know, working on our professional development and our career services. So we do our resumes, we do, what else we do? We make our portfolio, we go do shadow days at different salons, and stuff like that helps you to get a better understanding of what to expect when you get out of school. Because school, I wouldn't say it's not necessarily structured as a salon, because my school definitely is. However, once we get out there and do the real stuff, you know, the stuff with good quality products, like I was saying earlier, and just fun stuff, and actually, you know, out here making money, you get to see, you know, a different side. So for the fact that we get to do that, and then the guy at my school, he's like, he's good with making sure you're ready before you leave, because they don't want, nobody to graduate and then not, continue their career as a cosmetologist, because then by that time you just wasted what, $20,000. Like, that's ridiculous. So the career services at my school is very good. And my last pro is just getting your license. Like, I can't stress enough how bad I want my license. Like, since I was in elementary school, and anybody who knows me knows that I've been doing hair since I was a kid. So since I was a child, I always wanted to be a cosmetologist, and like, I'm finally doing it, and I'm almost there. And I understand anything that's worth having at all is literally worth working for and like waiting for. But I'm just so ready to get my license. So if you have that drive, that passion inside of you, if you really want your license, you'll definitely stick with cosmetology school. Like, everybody who I talk to, they say they go through hell. They say they go through the same thing that I go through. The people who already got their license say they went through the same thing I'm going through. And it's people who got their license years ago. So I'm pretty sure there's a way to mitigate all this drama and all the, the faults. But until somebody do, just stick with it and keep grinding and definitely get your L's. Like, licensing is so important. Like, you wouldn't go to where wouldn't you? You wouldn't get on a ride if you didn't think that, that person was like legit licensed and, setting up that ride. Like, maybe that was a bad analogy, but bro, like, you wouldn't go to no doctor if that doctor don't, have a doctorate's degree. You don't want nobody representing you in court if they, don't have a law degree. It's simple. So why would you want somebody in your head who don't have the credentials to do your hair? And it's so much to learn in cosmetology school. You learn about anatomy, electricity. You learn about trichology. Like, and for those of you who don't even know what trichology is, that's more of a reason for you to go to cosmetology school. Like, it's serious business. Like, you can really mess somebody's head up. You learn about chemicals. You learn about everything. Infection control, sanitation, which is a big one for me. So I definitely recommend cosmetology school, but don't go in there with an expectation, because it might not be that way. Even if you do a walkthrough, because everybody does walkthroughs at their school. Even when I went to a school in Savannah, Georgia. I didn't enroll, but I went and did a walkthrough. All schools do walkthroughs, but that's just really, just a brief, I guess, first impression of the school, but it's not the real thing. It's like the iceberg, but you gotta remember that it's stuff underneath also. So if you want to be in this industry, definitely go to school, definitely get your license. Try not to miss any days. Like, me personally, I'm a reservist, so I have no other choice but to miss days each month. Like, one week out the month, I'm either on orders or I'm, doing drills. So for me, it was a struggle because of that. But definitely never get behind on your hours. If you do, make it up. Like, it's imperative that you do. But definitely remember your reasonings. And as long as you got it in you, like it's in your heart, you'll definitely finish. Like, I'm definitely finished. I'm definitely gonna finish. Like, there ain't no doubt in my mind about that. But it's just like, dang, all this to get there. But it's definitely worth it. And I can't wait for the day that my license come in the mail with my name on it. So that's all for today. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I will see you guys next time.